Welcome to the first live Talk Sox podcast. I'm here, as always, with Maddie, and we have Brock on the stream as well. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, just
happy the Red Sox won.
Yes.
That wasn't stressful at all.
No. I was driving home for the first 2.5 innings, and so listening to the Wills call the Volpe home run was fun. Fleming called it a Yankee Stadium special, and then Fleming came in and was like, "That was gone in 29 different parts, Will."
Except
The
Fenway.
only park it's not gone from was Fenway.
Absolutely, yes.
Yep.
I was slightly concerned about Crochet after that first inning, but he settled so quick, so quick, and turned into the pig that we know him to be, as the Section 10 crew has bestowed upon him.
Yeah, I mean he was a little bit shaky in the early innings, and then he just locked down. I mean, I couldn't believe when he showed up for the eighth. I was like, "Are you kidding me? It felt like we had like flashed back to 2005 or something, having Freed go 6 1/3, and then Crochet go 7 2/3. Is that
7 2/3?
was his final line? Yeah.
Just, I mean, an absolute all-star performance, and that's not hyperbole. I don't think that's what they traded for. This is the exact moment the Red Sox traded Kyle Teel and Braden Montgomery. Two high prospects. Kyle Teel has had a phenomenal rookie season with the White Sox. Luckily, the Sox also traded on the same day for Carlos Narvaez. But this is the exact moment you trade for Garrett Crochet for, and many more to come, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't ask any more. I mean, this was the most ace-like performance you're going to get in October. And I was looking through his stat line, and while he didn't walk anybody and he struck out 11, he actually only had 16 whiffs, and he allowed 7 balls over 100 miles an hour. That was a little bit surprising. I guess he just spread them out over the course of the game far enough that I didn't notice that there were that many.
I didn't realize that we had that many either.
Yeah, so obviously Crochet just dominated, but outside of Crochet, who's your standout guy for tonight?
Maddie, you wanna answer? Yeah.
Nick Sogard. He's just been phenomenal, and I was happy to see that he started today. What's that quote? Let me from him. If you come for a month or two, you will probably leave saying I am a pretty good player.
Nice.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
honestly, the balls on that guy to go for second in that situation. Oh my God. I was like, are you kidding me? He's doing it. He's going for it. And I mean, that's
playoff baseball. That's exactly
yeah.
mean, what else can you I don't know if Duran would go in that situation, and he's the wheels man on the team.
Yeah.
But man, I can't believe it. Like, watching it happen, I jumped off my couch.
I may have yelled an expletive in front of my 8-year-old at that moment. I couldn't believe it. I mean, you think of young players like Sogard, playing a little bit tentatively in their, very first postseason game against the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. Like, I mean, the biggest of big stages, right? And then he just rounds first and keeps going.
And there was not a hesitation to it. He knew he was taking second at that point. I think what blows my mind, and we've talked about this a little bit on here, and we've talked about it on the site quite a bit, like the Red Sox are obviously in the midst of one of the biggest youth movements in the history of the team. And to see, I mean, Alex Bregman obviously comes through with the insurance run. They're late in the game with the double that scores Story. But Masataka Yoshida with the hit that plates the first 2 runs. But Romy never really looked overmatched. Narvaez worked 3 walks today. that has to feel great for him performing this well and such a huge moment against the team that traded him for a pitcher who's done well for the Yankees. But I mean, Narvaez is making impacts on the big league roster right now. Rafaela was patient to begin the game. Even Willier, I mean, Willier was swinging out of his shoes like every cut of that pinch hit. He was swinging out of his shoes, but nothing looked big for any of the young players. And that's so awesome to see, because when you come into this situation, like you said, Brock, in Yankee Stadium, game one of the card, biggest rivalry in baseball, none of them seem overmatched. None of them seem like it bothered them. And maybe the season series, winning the season series so handedly plays a part into that. But playoff baseball is different. And that was a raucous environment from before the first pitch. So for especially guys like Nate Eaton to step up and perform like that is just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, and considering they're down two of their best young players heading into this, and
Yeah,
facing one of the I don't know, best lefties in the league, but a very, very good lefty in Fried. He's a little bit volatile this season,
mhm.
but that's really tough with this Red Sox roster. If you're throwing a bunch of guys
Yeah.
out with the dominant lefty on the mound, and they couldn't get much going. I mean, they had a lot of traffic in the first 5-6 innings, but it ended up going nowhere thanks to
They out-hit the Yankees every inning. I think
yeah.
when they were up like 7-5 on hits. So like you said, like traffic on the bases just could not string the hits together.
Yeah,
And Fried's not going
Fried,
to
I
walk
think.
people.
Yeah, Fried walked three guys, I think, in this. I think they were in the early
Yeah.
innings. But you're not going to get that kind of performance out of him often. And
No.
it's unfortunate when they weren't able to take care, even scratch one run across the plate in those first 5 innings. I was like, "Ooh, this could be a really rough night."
Yeah.
No.
Maddie, what
But
was your reaction when Massa hit that 2 RBI pinch hit? I know
Oh,
you were super stoked for him.
yeah, I think my neighbors heard me screaming. But, yeah, I would have honestly started him over Duran, who, I'm looking at he didn't get a hit
Them's
tonight.
fighting words. Them's fighting words,
Yeah,
Maddie.
I'm armed and prepared for any for anything. But,
that,
yeah, it's
okay, good.
yeah, just, I don't know, he's been really cold lately, and he did make that a couple of nice plays in the outfield, which Massa probably wouldn't have gotten, so there's that.
I like that you qualified it with probably.
Probably, yeah. That's rather generous of you. But I mean, Yoshida. I mean, was there a guy more disliked on the Red Sox roster heading into this season? And he's getting a little bit of redemption right now. I mean, everybody and their grandma was trying to trade the guy 6 ways till Tuesday. They're
Oh
like,
yeah.
can we get a bag of balls for Masataka? And he didn't have a great season, but he kind of put it together there in September, and
Yeah.
huge hit tonight.
And he's a smart hitter. He doesn't, strike out a lot. He walks, drives up pitcher counts, which is what they needed earlier in the game to get
Mhm.
to the Yankees bullpen, which kind of sucks, as we know. That's putting it nicely.
Yeah. How far Devin Williams has fallen. I'm a Brewers fan, and I don't wish ill on Devin Williams, but anybody who's traded to the Yankees, I kind of wish ill on.
Yeah.
But boy, he's just not the same guy he was in Milwaukee, like at all. You can really tell the Brewers get 110% out of every arm they have. And the moment Williams left American Family Field, I mean, what did they pitch him in the 7th today, or was it the
Yeah.
8th? Yeah,
I think it
just
was the 7th, and
yeah.
I mean, we talked about this on here. I'm St. Louis ish. Like obviously, like I follow the Central just by proxy of where I live, and for the past few seasons, I've made a point to go to Brewers at Cardinals solely to watch Devin Williams pitch. He was must see, and like my wife was like, "Why do you want to go see the Brewers?" And like Devin Williams, like I want to watch him close games. Um, and just to see, like you said, his fall from grace has been something that maybe needs to be studied, or maybe he just hates playing for the Yankees.
Yeah.
And
A lot of guys don't like that kind of market. I mean, Williams is a little bit of a flashy guy at times, temperamental though too.
yeah,
He broke his hand on the manager's door wall, something like that, three,
oh
4 years
yeah,
ago
that's
with the
right,
Brewers.
yeah.
Hmm.
So he just might not be a good fit in New York.
In the midst of like potentially winning the Cy Young as a reliever that season.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I made a case to trade for him before he went to New York this offseason on the site, and I think that if anybody could fix him, it's Andrew Bailey. So that's a conversation that we'll revisit after the postseason is over. Um, but I think it's the beard. You know, he came in, they made him shave, and then like a week later, they announced that he could have a beard. So
Yeah. Um, I mean, amazing win tonight, and boy, did Chapman make us sweat it out. Uh,
oh man, I don't want to see him go multiple innings again this postseason.
mm-mm. No. Yeah,
I
I mean,
understand that you don't go to Whitlock there to try to keep Ben Rice on the bench. Chisholm was already in the game. Um, I I don't question Cora much, especially when it comes to roster construction. Obviously, when today's lineup came out, and people were like, "Seriously, Nate Eaton is starting?" Like it was all over social media. I don't know if you all saw it. That was in a bunch of the comments. He obviously knew what he was doing. So I get that you go to your big lefty there to, you know, keep some of those Yankees lefties on the bench, but you're also kind of seeing one lefty power pitcher followed by another lefty power pitcher, and I would like to see Whitlock there, even just to that one out, because that's not going to burn him for tomorrow, just to break the monotony of tops out at 100 left-handers coming in from a weird arm slot. It's why I don't want to see Peyton Tolley follow up Crochet as long as Tolley's in the
yeah.
bullpen. They're the same pitcher.
Yeah, that was an interesting decision from Cora, is not to break up the two lefties with
Mhm.
Whitlock. Although Boone did him a big favor by just putting Chisholm in anyway. And you're
Yeah.
like, okay, I guess I'm just going straight with another lefty. That's just how this is going to play out. Um, yeah, that was an interesting choice. I think Boone was just trying to get a little bit better defense out there and just predicting what Cora was going to do, and then Cora just didn't do it.
Yeah. And good on Cora for not falling into that trap. I
Yeah.
think that from Boone's comments, what he referred to the Red Sox as the little engine that could earlier today, it seems like maybe Booney isn't taking the or wasn't taking this series as seriously as he probably should, especially with how the month ended for both teams. Um, I think he knows now that playing cute little mind games with Cora isn't going to get him anywhere. And it's something that he should have known for a while, but Aaron Boone can be a little dense.
Yeah. I mean, he's been managing against him for a long time now.
And they're buddies.
Yeah.
Are they really though?
They both say they are. So
I I say that too.
usually if I call somebody buddy, it's somebody that I keep at arm's length. Like, hey, what's up, buddy? They're over here somewhere.
Or buddy can be used in such a negative way. Like if somebody cuts me off while I'm driving, I'll be like, "Hey, buddy, like stop it."
One thing I really like this year, and I think this is new for the wild card round. They're playing all three games back to back to back.
Yeah.
There's no off days, and I would have sworn last year there was off days, or at least one off day. And Bregman forcing another reliever to come in.
Mhm.
That's not nothing. Not only did he get the insurance run, but you forced Boone to burn one more reliever on a day where he's going to have to play again tomorrow and possibly again the next
Yeah.
day. I really like this format change because this is the way baseball should be played. You should be
Agreed.
playing
Yeah.
multiple games in a row and
Yeah.
not this game off day, game off day. I mean, that's what the NBA does, and that's fine for them. But baseball,
It makes it
it
hard to watch.
it does, and it's just less fun. Like I was watching the Padres Cubs game earlier today,
Mhm.
and Padres have this amazing bullpen, just basically unstoppable. And if they're able to shorten it to four guys, it is unstoppable. I mean, they can
Yeah.
roll up four guys.
Yeah.
You're just never going to get a hit against, except they can't do that if they're playing 3 games in a row. And
Yeah.
I just think this is a lot better. You're forcing these managers to extend their bullpen from what they would like to have, which is like four-ish relievers, into 5, 6, 7 guys.
hmm And I mean, you've got to be a great player manager to make any kind of noise in the playoffs now. And you have to understand how your bullpen works. Like we talked about with Whitlock, like obviously we're not going to see Greg Weissert in that situation. But come game 3, if Whitlock was burned today and pitches for an inning tomorrow, yeah, Greg Weissert is going to be that guy that has to make that bridge from starter to Chapman or whoever. Um, where you would prefer that he not be that guy. So Cora's going to have to make some decisions, and I think that probably factored into him just going lefty with Crochet and then lefty with Chapman. Especially with the news that Giolito isn't expected to pitch at all this postseason,
Yeah,
coming
that's
down
a
just
blow.
hours before the game. They did say on the radio that it's nothing structural, so that's at least positive. Um, but I mean, you're looking at Connolly early, likely starting game 3 if it gets to there. Probably piggybacked by Harrison, and that we talk about Eaton performing under pressure and Rafaela and all these young cats, but talk about a game 3 must win or go home start for Connolly early in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, it's a big ask for both Bayo and Early. I mean,
yeah,
it's the Red Sox, based on what happened with Giolito, absolutely needed tonight because,
yeah,
well, first off, no team in the postseason has ever won a series after losing the first game in a best of 3. That
yep.
hasn't happened yet, and I mean, there haven't been that many, but still, it hasn't happened. Um, but I mean, you put Crochet on the mound, and then you're chasing that with Bayo, who's good, but
hmm
and then Early, you really need that game 1.
Yeah, I rarely like. Usually, I'm kind of the homer that's like, okay, we can still take 2 and 3, and I think with Bale on the mound, even if the Sox lost tonight, I think they probably get the win tomorrow with Bayo because he has been the Yankee killer all season. But man, game 3 is just so finicky
Yeah,
when both teams with their back against the wall. I mean, even look like last couple games of the season against the Tigers. Like obviously the Red Sox clinch on Friday night, but the Tigers are playing for their playoff lives. That if they don't win that game on Saturday, they're probably not in. And so you put that same situation in Yankee Stadium, the biggest rivalry in baseball, and you're handing the ball to a guy who's made 3 starts for game 3,
yeah,
and 2 of the starts have been blown up as soon as he came out of the game. So
yeah,
you hope it
yeah. I
doesn't
mean,
get there.
yeah, that's really tenuous. I mean, you know, thank God it's baseball, so literally anything can happen on any given night.
Yeah.
But
It's the
still,
dumbest sport in the world is what I like to
it
tell
really
everybody.
is when you're talking in small sample sizes, it is just absolutely moronic, everything about it. Um, who do the Yankees have slated for 3?
Have
I haven't looked.
they? I haven't either.
Because
Like we
Red
all
Sox
just
are
start
gonna
typing.
gonna kind of
Oh,
find the
Sh- it's
Schlitter.
Cam
Schlittler.
Schlittler. I don't want to mispronounce his name.
Yeah.
Schlittler.
They're carrying an extra catcher?
The Yankees are?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Huh. That's a choice. But yeah,
Interesting.
so I mean, tomorrow's going to be kind of the same for the Red Sox. They're going to face another lefty, not one as good as Fried, but still a good lefty.
And
And
they've gotten to Rodon both starts, or 2 out of the 3. He and Fried have both faced the Red Sox 3 times this season. Is that right?
I would have to look it
right?
up. My Silver Squad is correcting me. It sounds like in 2020, the year we all forgot existed, but it did happen on the calendar. There were 12 whole months of it.
Oh gosh, don't remind
Apparently,
us.
somebody lost the first game and won best 3. But that year, let's see, did 14 teams make the playoffs that year? And then the entire first round was all 3-game series. God, that was just absolute lunacy. Everything about it.
Yeah. I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Especially like from like a Red Sox point of view. The only thing that I remember happening was the guy climbed the back of the Green Monster and yelled at Michael Chavis that he was no Michael Jordan because he also wore number 23.
It's dedication.
Yeah. And meth. I'm from Southeast Missouri. It's rampant around here. It's okay. And I know we're going to keep going back to this, but just what a gutsy win tonight. Especially bottom of the 9th, bases loaded. Like Chapman gets touched for 2 singles back to back. And then Stanton walks up with the bases loaded, and you just know something's about to happen because it's Giancarlo Stanton in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you're just like, oh, here we go, just grand slam, walk it off. This is just how this is gonna go. It's the damn Yankees in Yankee Stadium, and just swung through a couple pitches, and then sit right down, and then all of a sudden, big sigh of relief because then Chapman was able to line up 2 lefties.
Yeah. So before we hop off of here, do you guys think that we're going to see a very similar lineup tomorrow against Rodon?
And what changes would you make?
I would run this exact same 9 back out.
Yeah, I mean, it ended up working out.
Wong will catch because Wong catches Bayo, so Wong will catch.
Yeah.
So you might get Refsnyder and Wright and Narvaez DHing.
Yeah. Yeah, boy, be nice to not have to throw Duran out there against a lefty, but I mean, it's kind of hard not to.
He's 2
I'd
and
almost rather
16
gamble with
against
with
Rodon. Yeah.
Put Refsnyder in left. And I mean, Willier's biggest home runs have come against lefties in his past 2 seasons. And if he can get a hold of one, that short porch is going to play nice for him. So Refsnyder in left, Willier and right, Narvaez DH is maybe the 3 changes I would make.
And how defensively, though? I mean, how do you feel about that?
I want Willier's glove out there. I wanted Willier's glove out there tonight.
Yeah.
Because it's in the playoffs, you've got to have your best defensive roster out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the trade-off on Duran and Refsnyder just because I have more faith in Rob Refsnyder.
Yeah, I mean, against a lefty, you have to put Refsnyder in the lineup to start, and the ideal situation is you get Rodon out of the game in 4 innings, and then you can make whatever adjustments you need to do. But yeah, I mean, you need to get those innings. Refsnyder needs to take a couple PAs against a lefty.
Yeah.
It's just you don't want to put stack lefties against a good lefty. I mean, that's just going to end in disaster.
Yeah, and the Sox lefties are not reverse split guys.
Yeah, I mean, there are very few. I mean, you've got like Bellinger is competent against lefties,
Yeah.
and it's a short list of left-handers who can hit left-handers.
Yeah.
But that's why they're gonna sign Kyle Schwarber in the offseason.
Well, there you go.
I'd love it. Sign me up. Do you guys have any like overarching like thoughts, like final thoughts as we kind of wrap up this live stream about the game, about the series?
I am fascinated to see first what the lineup's going to look like tomorrow. See if Corey's going to make any tweaks facing another lefty based on what happened in the first half of tonight's game. But then, I mean, just Bayo's going to be under a lot of pressure tomorrow. That's going to be interesting to see how he manages that, how he comes out in the first. I can't even imagine how intimidating it would be to be in the playoffs in Yankee Stadium, and the first inning as a starter, you go face Aaron Judge. I mean, then again, Aaron Judge can't hit in the playoffs, so I guess,
Right.
Yeah.
Or catch if he's in center field.
Yeah, or catch. Yeah, he really
Except
doesn't
tonight.
do much of anything in the playoffs, does he? But still, I mean, it's just I can't even imagine what the pressure would be like in that situation, and
Yeah.
Bayo's never been there quite like that before, so
No.
it'll be interesting to see how he comes out and what his mindset is.
Yeah. Maddie, what do you got?
Well, with the bullpen rested mostly after tonight, even if Bayo doesn't last like 4 or 5 or like only goes 4 or 5 innings, I think they'll be fine. They have the best bullpen in the AL. So,
Yeah, I mean,
we'll see.
I would have to imagine Bayo's going to have a real short leash tomorrow, unless he just blows up, because
Yeah.
in modern baseball, you get 5 innings out of your starter, and that's great in the postseason. 4 innings, if there's a bad matchup that comes up in the 1 out in the 5th, you just make that change, especially with Crochet somehow pitching as many innings as he did tonight.
Yeah.
I would have to imagine Core is going to have the very opposite approach with Bayo tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that you'll likely see, if things are going well and that lefty heavy portion of the lineup comes up, I think you'll probably see Steven Matz. I don't know if there's any other lefty outside of Chapman that you would roll out in that situation. The issue then becomes is how do you get from, because I think the 5th is the longest Bale's going to go, no matter what.
Yeah.
Unless he is throwing a no-hitter.
Yeah.
And the Sox are up by 6.
And even then, he'll only get 6 innings at most. He's not going deep into the game.
No. How do you get from Matz, if he comes in the 6th, to Whitlock in the 8th, to hopefully Whitlock in the 8th and 9th? You don't have to roll to Chapman again. But who's that bridge in the 7th?
Zach Kelly.
That was kind of my thought.
He's been good.
Yeah. Right now I would go him over Greg Weissert.
I agree with that.
To get out in that situation. It's so hard to predict those middle innings because at least it should be pretty much all situational. It's a lot different if you have a guy on first and second and a lefty coming up. You have Bellinger, up in that situation versus you have, Volpe. That's going to be 2 pretty different situations.
It's going to be interesting, and we're going to be a bundle of nerves for Game 2 tomorrow.
Yeah. That was a fun game. I mean, the 9th inning is a classic example of why postseason baseball is just the best, because it just it feels like it's all unraveling and you're just stressed out beyond your belief. And then it just ends and you're like, oh God, it's over. Nothing bad happened to me.
I love it. I'm so excited that the Red Sox are playing. We're playing meaningful baseball in September. We get at least 2 October baseball games for the Red Sox now. We were guaranteed 1. Now we get at least 2, or we get at least 1, maybe 2. And I don't know. I don't know if you guys read through the Athletics picks for this series. I think it was 60-40 Yankees, but everybody said that this would be the most difficult series that the Yankees have at any point during the postseason. If the Yankees can win the wild card, they likely win the World Series. Which I thought was interesting.
I mean, I can understand making the World Series, but
that's where I am too.
like the Yankees
I don't
they're
know.
good this year. They're not that good, and there's like in the NL you have the Dodgers, Brewers, and Phillies, and I'd line up any of those against the Yankees.
Yeah.
I mean let's face it, the
AL's
AL's mostly mid this year.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of teams
was so
that
frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the Phillies. I just saw them on Saturday against the Twins, and they kind of were getting beat up by the dude they traded. But
Mick Abel. Yeah, Mick Abel
Mick
had a good
Abel,
start.
yeah.
And I think the Phillies were technically playing for something, but they were playing for the 1 seed versus the 2. Really isn't playing for something. You've already wrapped up the bye. You've wrapped up, not having to play for a week after the season. And they had absolutely cleaned the clocks of the Twins the 2 games before that.
Yeah.
So, the Phillies, I watched a few games. I mean, just like every Phillies team, they can hit. Losing Wheeler as a big hit.
I think that was the death knell for their World Series hopes.
Yeah, it hurts for sure. And who knows? The NL's tough.
Yeah.
The Brewers will beat you with a bunch of guys whose names you've never heard before.
Except for
or
Quinn
Christian
Priester, and we
Yelich.
all know who he is.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. You're all familiar with Quinn Priester, but that's what the Brewers do.
Yeah, that's what they're
And a
built on.
bunch of no names. But I mean the AL's a giant. It's a jump ball because there's nobody who stands out. You face the Blue Jays in the next round. Their starters are like okay, and they have Jeff Hoffman closing games.
Yeah.
Hoffman's been
And Jeff
so-so
Hoffman
this year.
What's that?
Hoffman hasn't been as good this year.
No, every third appearance he lights himself on fire on the mound.
Yep.
It's been pretty rough. So, like, the Blue Jays have a lot of question marks. Bichette might not be back, in their offense without Bichette, who's having, a bit of a throwback year. There's just a lot of questions in the AL. The Red Sox could easily be the ones who walk through with the pennant.
I think that the Yankees will be the toughest test out of all the potential matchups in the postseason.
Especially in a 3-game series, because every other team is flawed, but and the Yankees are flawed too, but you can paper over some flaws in 3 games.
Yeah. 5 games exposes way too much.
Okay. Are we all up for doing this again tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Hopefully with the same result.
Yeah.
I'm 3-0 today for teams I wanted to see win. So I had a pretty good baseball day.
Oh, well, thanks for tuning into the first live stream of the Talk Sox podcast. And we will hopefully see you back here for another positive episode tomorrow.
Yes. Same time.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
See ya.